Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Gamecast, episode 597. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
the ghost of Corey Feinsod, and Tony Korkanakis. Corey will be
On the
jumping in, I'm
way of
sure.
Barb.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, not hopefully, not the way of Barb. Hopefully he jumps in soon. Yeah, I mean, we just did the movie cast, talking about Stranger Things a little bit, talked a lot of Star Wars. You guys want to hear our thoughts on Obi-Wan, tune into the movie cast. But this is Gamecast, and I gotta kick this off. And I know we've talked about Elden Ring for so long, and I know, and I'm so sorry, guys. But literally, I know, but what Tony just said is so accurate. Like, I finished Elden Ring last week, and I downloaded Forza Horizon, and I started playing Forza Horizon, and it's great. Don't get me wrong; it's fine. There's nothing wrong with that game whatsoever. But then there's this like urge, this urge that I want to keep going back. Like I can't put it down. So
I'm sure
I
there's
call
stuff for
this
you to do still.
there is, but it's more I'm very strong, but it's cool. Like this is a
That's
victory lap.
that
This is my
to me,
victory
that's
lap.
when the game got more fun. It was when I
Yeah.
was over leveled for certain places, so I didn't have to worry about
No,
exploring.
but I get Tony's point about the difficulty. Like, let me explain. Learning about this game and the Dark Souls, everything like that. I have to make this statement on this podcast. I get the point of a too much of an easy mode accessibility thing. Um, I get it because there has to be a fine. There is a line you have to find, and I'm past it, unfortunately. So the game is too like it's my victory lap is like any boss that killed me in the world before. I'm like, fuck you, you're done. You're done. I just killed them.
But
And
that's
no, I'm not a new game plus. I'm just doing the regular game right now. I'm just going through killing every boss that has killed me previously in the game. It's literally a victory lap. But I do understand it. Like I kill them and it's fun. I've killed like 6 world bosses again that I couldn't kill before, and some of it's because I've gotten like more levels. And I'm actually only level 155 now. I just got that level. But it's also I've gotten very good at the game in terms of my timing, and I've gotten much better. But but again, I think I'm over leveled for my skill now. Like I actually am more skillful, so I don't even get touched by a lot of these bosses anymore, and I kill them. And so there's a fulfillment, and I'm happy I do it. But then there's like this emptiness where I'm like, this is just a bit too easy, actually. Like I wish it was so. It's a
but
weird thing to admit. Like it's so hard to admit this because, but I do wish I was level like 120. I think 120 would be a great level for my skill. I think 35 levels lower, I'm not nearly as strong, but I'm strong. I can take them, but I got to actually really think about my attacks. And this thing is, like you said, Tony, you saw it where I'm spamming. I could probably take that blade off. If I take that blade off, it'll be an even Steven match, I think. Just my Uji katanas. I'm gonna try that. That's what I'm gonna try from now on. So no, no, yeah, I get it. Yeah, no, but I get your point though. I get your point. Yeah, with your skill. Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah. And there's certain points like in these games, I'm sure, where you like, fuck it, I'm putting this weapon on and I'm just gonna burn you. Yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, yeah. and like I said, I feel like my level skill should be more in the lower 100s. Like, well, I think 120 is a pretty good level for me. The problem is learning that lesson, and it's tough to know where that balance is. And I went past it, and I didn't know, and I didn't know. Yeah, 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 yeah. Over 50, over 50. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, I my my plan was not for that, but, like, honestly, I'm sitting there driving around in Forts, and I'm like, "This is fine," or I could just start hacking away at some bosses, you know what I mean? So,
But
um,
the
my as I was driving around, my brain was like, "You know, there were some bosses that killed me a lot, and they deserve to die." Yeah. So, that's what happened. I went back and I'm like, "Welcome your Elden Lord, you bastard." Yeah, yeah. That bull on that bull on the top of the mountain, and that's where I think my skill got better. Like, I remember him running into
I
me.
just faced that.
Yeah, I had such a hard time with him in terms of charging me and just me dodging right, and I'm just like, and his extra abilities. I had such a hard time. This time around, he didn't even touch me, and I fought him for a little bit, and I didn't burn him like that quickly, and I'm like, he still did not. Just my timing was right. I mean, I'm right with it. I know the dodge now thanks to the boss. Like that last boss of the game, because it didn't take my bleed damage build, I had to get better at dodging. I had to. Yeah, so that did help me. And now I'm like, it's too late now in this game, but I do know what you meant. I've learned my lesson. I know what you meant about Melania now, and I'm just like, I do wish I had de-equipped that blade. I wanted to just beat her and say I did it, but I'm like, I understand your point now, where it's like, I beat her, but I'm like, I really wonder if I could have just taken her with my normal stuff and really just done it properly. Yeah, I get it now. Um, I do understand that point now with accessibility and how I've always claimed about these games needing something, and I still think they need something like this, but it doesn't need to be an extreme easy mode button. I think it needs a balancing thing for the like what they did with this game, but even have a cap or something on that level to make us not go past, you know, to kind of make it easier, but still have to get better. You know,
See, what's interesting is for me, I'm still in the thick of it, but I have gotten to a point where I can tell I'm a little bit over leveled for some of the things I'm doing. I'm now 98, I think, and I'm in like
once you get near the hundreds, it starts to yeah.
I'm in like I got to Nokron or whatever for the first time, which I think is a little I'm a little over leveled. Although I can still get messed up there if I do
Yeah,
something stupid.
I'm 155, and that can happen, Mike. I mean, it happens. It does. You
But
can just screw up. Yeah.
I do think, at least for me, the difficulty really pushes you to want to find the cheap stuff, to get
No.
like leveled
Yes.
up, to just
Yes.
be prepared for everything. You
That's what
want to be
happens.
prepared for everything, and then
Yeah.
eventually you are. And that's where the game sort of grabs me the most, is where you're able to like get your character, maybe less of the skill. I know that that's what it's supposed to be for some
But
people, but it's more
problem
of
though,
the
Mike,
in-game RPG, like stat character, like equipment stuff get better. It's kind of
the
like my driving force a little bit, why
the
I'm still
problem though
playing it.
is the problem though is, and there's a point where you tip that cup over too far, and like that's what I'm just comparing it to. Like I just did I went back and played this game for an hour the other day, and I downed 8 more bosses in the world. Like I just blew through them, and I'm like, I beat all 8 of them, and I got their stuff, and I'm just like, I don't feel fulfilled. Like I want, you know what I mean? Like I don't have
So
that. Yeah,
it, it's
I don't have that hunger.
it's
That thirst is not quenched. You know what I mean? It's not
see,
quenched.
I don't feel bad about. I've done that in a few spaces where I've missed stuff before. I'll go back to Limgrave or Limegrave, whatever it's
Yeah,
called,
yeah.
and I'll be like, I might have missed something here. Oh yeah, and I just destroy stuff really quickly,
Like
and I'm like, all right, that's fine. But since I know there's still places and bosses that'll one shot me out there, I kind of don't mind that. because
See,
I know I'm just in a different spot right now. I'm big for this area, but I'm the big fish in a small pond in this area. So, it doesn't
well,
bother me right now.
I know we're
There's still a
talking about
lot
this,
more, I feel
and
like.
I apologize, listeners and viewers, if we're so tired of us talking about this, and I know we're getting into this stuff, but I'm like, I'm just giving
Well,
you like
this is
another
more
perspective.
conceptual than
Yeah,
what we've
but
been
like,
doing.
let me give you an example of what happened to me the other day, and I've talked about this. If you guys have followed my journey on this podcast, if not, go back and listen. I went back and faced the pestilence dragon, the scarlet rot one, and like, I yeah, I didn't even care. I Scarlet Rot hit me, and I'm like, I don't even care. You're gonna get burned, and I burned the shit out of that dragon, and and I beat it, and I was like, okay, let me go find somebody else to fight. So then I found, yeah, it was. I think it's like Dragon Ball. It's just like I am. I'm like beers. I'm like beers. No, I'm like beers actually. Where it's just like, yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I'm just like, I need to feel something. Like I want to. Like that's exactly what it feels like. Is like and I know like I can get screwed up. Like I can like just mess up a something. Yeah, yeah. At 10 flasks. Yeah, yep. Yeah, and you're even like, you know what you did. You're just gonna go back and kill him after this. But yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But Corey, Corey's on here, so we have to stop talking about Elden Ring. No, I'm just kidding. um, we're doing a theory, like an interesting conception of like what happened with my thoughts. Like once I've beaten these bosses now, and I'm like I beat them really bad, and I'm like they're gone forever in this game playthrough. Like they're not back. I can't face them again. Like I'm like that was too easy. I might do that. I don't know. I might do that. So yeah, Caster might be kind of cool.
Those are mine.
That's what I've done. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. 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 No. No. Yeah. Yeah. Interesting.
I'm still using a because it's
Yeah,
I've
I used
already
my starter weapon for
it's
a long time, Mike.
sunken cost fallacy maybe, but I'm like plus 19 broadsword
Yeah,
right now
I used
with
that
bleed on
same
it.
weapon. I used Ichikatana until I found Rivers of Blood, and once I found Rivers of Blood, I'm like, this is clearly an upgrade. I saw it, like I'm like, yeah. So, anyways, um, yeah, the fire giants would open my eyes to how good that blade was. Um, so Tony, what else have you been playing? We'll get to Corey in a second.
Oh yeah.
Is that Friday? Oh, cool.
All right, Corey.
I did not get to play anything. Just watching Stranger
Mm,
Things and Obi-Wan.
wow. Yeah. Too much
Don't
time.
worry, I'm getting there. It's
Like
happening.
anything else than Elden Ring, Mike, or no?
I mean, I got my N64 over here
Yeah, up and
for the
running.
first time.
Look at that.
So I've played through some of the older games just to see how they were. Somehow on this TV, this is one of the older like HD TVs. It did the split screen. It looks right. I don't know. I don't know how or why, but it
It's the
looks right.
resolution of that screen. It's
Uh,
lower than it's not 1080p. It's probably 720.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it can
Yeah.
actually fudge the boxes enough.
So
Yeah.
So
it's interesting.
hope
So
you're not
I
playing your
went.
PS5 on that. Please tell me you're not playing your PS5 on that.
No. That's
Thank God.
that's
Okay,
a
okay.
big thing.
Thank God.
No, this is that was part of the thing. Like that goes to that big guy
Oh,
over there, the
okay.
PS5. This
I'm
is
like, dude, I'm like, I'm bringing my TV. So what's gonna
no,
happen?
this is a this is a new 60-inch 4K. It's good.
Okay.
Um, but no, that's part of it too. I got this old ass TV from my mother's house as well. So I played through some of the old stuff. WCW versus NWO Revenge feels better than the new 2K game. Obviously,
It was so good. So good. Yeah.
it's obviously has less features, but just the actual
You know,
gameplay just feels a lot
uh,
better.
Nitro was excellent right before that. Revenge was like the perfection of that, wasn't it?
No, it was World Tour was the one before
Oh,
that, which I also
World Tour.
have.
That's the one. Yes. World
Yeah,
Tour. Yes.
World Tour is so funny to me. It definitely feels a little older than the other one, but
Sure. Agreed.
whenever anyone wins, they stick their hands up and their fingers like animate like that far. So they're like, yeah, that's funny. No, I have both of them. They're fun to go back and play. Obviously, I have some the staples which you could play online like Smash and Zelda and Mario. Is Mario 64 available online now, or did they screw around when they had that
Mario 64 is on
time
there.
thing? It is still there. But yeah, no, I went through a few of them. It's funny because a lot of my saved game stuff is still there. I well, both my memory card. They keeps yelling at me. It's like it's full of stuff. And I see as perfect dark saves and stuff like that on there. It's funny. Um, and apparently I put myself and my brother on the Chicago Bulls in 1998 on the bench, and it's I'm like, oh,
Any Anybody got NBA Jam?
dude, I have a Genesis version of it.
Yeah. Anyways, my comments for this was, guys, for those listeners, viewers, I didn't start the podcast off with this, but we are going to be streaming our 600th episode playthrough live on Twitch. So we're going to be doing 2 episodes basically. So we're doing our Saturday afternoon, June 18th, starting between 11 and 12, at latest at 12 o'clock. We'll be having it running. I'm just hoping we don't have any technical difficulties to get it up and running like we always historically have had. So I'm just saying in between there, but we will have it running as soon as possible. Could be as early as 11 o'clock. And that, we're going to be playing a bunch of games. I know Mario Golf is one of those games. Mario Party we've talked about. We've talked about maybe some Elden Ring making the table, maybe some GTA 5. I don't even know. Yeah, I'm open for it. I'll play it.
Why? Why would we play that?
Because we
It'd
can
be
make fun of it.
one of us
Um,
watching the other people be
well,
not
I mean, Elden Ring would have been
having
like
fun.
that too. Elden Ring would be
Well,
like
no,
that too.
but that Elden Ring is about. I think that's a good backseat game. I would say.
Yeah, definitely. You can have the gaming wingman on that one where you're just like, watch out for that, watch out for that.
That actually
Um,
could be very frustrating for the player.
yeah,
Now that I think of
yeah.
it. Why
Uh,
don't you?
so that'll be on June 18th, folks, on Twitch. So follow us on Twitch if you're not following us, so you know when we start the stream. You'll get notified that way. And you can ask questions while we do it. Then we're going to do our 600th episode recording, which will be on Tuesday, like normal nights. We're going to go back over the last 100 episodes and talk about the craziness that has occurred. There's a lot to dissect in these last 100 episodes. It's crazy. So we're going over that. Should be a lot of fun. So that's our plans. But let's discuss some news from this week. I have on here.
Some more retro stuff coming back.
That stuff.
Traditionally,
The
E3
Summer Game
June.
Spectaculars.
What was it? Oh, yeah. So that's not happening this year. We did get a release date for the new Star Wars game because we had the Star Wars convention. So we had the
Star Wars Celebration. Oh my goodness.
yeah
Series that
I mean
does not get noticed enough.
yeah. So Star Wars Jedi Survivor is coming in 2023, right? 2022. Wait, current gen only 2023. It looks fantastic. It's 2023
You want to tell
game.
people what that is? Like,
It's the sequel to Fallen Order,
Yes.
right.
which is 5-year time jump. So Cal Kestis is not in a great place apparently. So we'll see what happens there.
I
Not many.
didn't get
Yeah.
that sense of anything really, other than someone's trying to go after him, and he's looking
Yeah.
at a suspended animation dude, I guess.
Yeah.
It's an interesting trailer just to raise some question marks. I'd like to see what the game itself actually looked like, but it's a little bit away still. So whatever.
A little
I
ways.
mean, I really liked the game, the last one.
Why
So
wouldn't
I'm
you,
looking
though?
forward to it.
Do we?
Yeah.
Do we think it'll be a little more open? Okay.
Probably.
I hope that'd be kind of cool.
Copying Elden Ring. There you go. Got
I
it.
hope.
Well,
It'd be really cool.
it was very purposefully the first one, sort of a Metroidvania where you'd have to go back to get little things here and there. I mean, it had your little bonfire things as well, but it wasn't linear, but some of the sections of the levels were linear. So I don't know if they would make it way more open, because that's sort of breaking what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a fair amount of backtracking. Yeah.
I did a lot of that. I did do a lot of that though. I did go back a lot. So I wanted to complete
Yeah, I
the
did
lightsaber
too.
and stuff. So I'm looking forward to the sequel. We'll see what they do with it. I think yeah. I mean,
I wish
sticking-
they would give Cal like a scar or a new haircut or something to make him distinct though. Like, do something with this guy. He's just a guy. I don't know.
he is guy. That's what that actor just
Not
falls
even
in
it's
that
not even that
category.
he's white. He's just doofy looking. He's
That
just
actor
has
that falls in
nothing.
that category. He's very generic. So, all right, let's talk about more open world, possible, Elden Ring, Breath of the Wild style games. We saw Sonic Frontiers, some more footage today. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, the game they're trying to make good.
Yeah, it looks fun. I mean,
It
open
looks
world Sonic.
It definitely is a necessary change of pace, I think, for the 3D Sonic. Now, I don't know if it's going to work. Some of it does look a little strangely, like, thematically. Like, I don't understand exactly what they're going with. It does look a little bit like it's drawing too much from certain other things to
Yeah.
populate the way the world is put together, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Sonic 06 style. Here we go. I see. The thing is, other than Sonic 06 apprehensions, I do kind of prefer that at this point, because the last few Sonic things have been so silly and stupid. Like, like you don't even pay. Well, not the originals, but I just think I don't know, like you go to like Lost World or even Colors, or the story or whatever is just dumb and you don't care about it. It's just like little kid stuff. Like, So maybe they'll try to make this a little more serious. I don't know.
I mean,
Mm.
I
yeah,
no, I want
I
it.
think it's
I
supposed to
want
be
it more
fun,
serious.
Mike.
I understand
No,
it's supposed to be fun, but you want to have a story with it. Not a birthday party, which is like the story
no.
of like what is that,
I- You
generations or
can
something?
you can have a story and not make it like and still be fun with it. Like I mean, I'm not. I just I don't. I was thinking Sonic's on a quest
Well,
to find a lot of
see,
chili dogs.
okay, so again,
The
I'm
chili
going
dogs.
back to Sonic Adventure, and Sonic Adventure is kind of silly, obviously, but I remember being impressed with the story with that game because you weaved the story from like six different perspectives, one story, and there was a little bit of intrigue going on with like the past of the Master Emerald and all that nonsense. So they can do stuff that's interesting, that's deeper than just, oh, it's a theme park, oh, it's a birthday party. Like I don't want just that. That's stupid. Do a little more with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care about Sonic Adventure 2. I'm talking about the first one. People
Mm.
really like that game too.
I mean, this might be the listen. Full disclosure, like, there's not. I think I've only ever played like really one Sonic game. This could be the second one I've ever played.
Well, yeah, again, it looks different. It's a change of pace. So
The only reason why I played that Sonic game was because it was on my Game Gear, and it like basically I had to get it because I'm like it's the only game that was available when I bought my Game Gear.
I'm so
So
upset that there's no Sonic Mania 2. That's the top tier Sonic stuff, but whatever.
yeah,
Well, we'll
yeah.
see.
It seems like they're fucking up
Can't
the
do much
Origins
worse.
collection.
So
I mean, yeah. They're right. What was the worst they do? Make another bad Sonic game, which has happened a million times. So yeah. So there was something else in the gaming news I just saw. What was it? Ugh. Like I just I'm like trying to flip through the news real quick to find it, and I'm like, what is it that I'm going to bring up right now? Um. Oh. Well, I mean, it's early. It's early, but Witcher 4 is it Witcher 4? Yeah, Witcher 4 has started development, and it will be using Unreal 5, right?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
So I don't think we
Yeah,
talked about
we
this last
mentioned
week.
this. I mean,
Did we really?
this is older news, I think.
No, this just like was confirmed it's in pre-production now.
I guess so. And they also just they sort of
I know
also
we mentioned it. I know we mentioned it, but yeah, I know that it was reposted recently. They had just officially started it. I knew that it was in the planning before, but Unreal 5. Yeah, yeah. So
and Switch is good. And I think we did talk about them switching to
we
Unreal.
did talk about them announcing they're going to use their future games too, like using that, which is not just on Witcher, like their future games switching
Right,
to
right.
Unreal, which is a good overall thing. Like I feel like a lot of the not to give Epic all the money, but there's an ease of use for the engine. It's very good. You know what I mean? Like, mm, Frostbite.
EA's
Yeah,
yeah,
Frostbite, yeah.
yeah. EA's Frostbite's
got rid
terrible.
of
I
that.
heard. Yeah.
Halo, Halo Infinite.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing.
I know it was.
Your pool of potential temp workers that you'll hire for 6 months, it goes way up. I
But
mean,
that's you just reminded me about what I was going to. That's the news I was looking for, not this one.
yeah. I mean, yeah, Epic's gonna could yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you have that support. Yeah, sure.
Top tier. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So, um, I did the news I was looking for was I forgot about was the Raven Software officially unionizing, voting to unionize. Yeah. So and Phil Spencer did come on record saying that once they acquire them, if they acquire them, he will recognize them as a union as well, which you have to. But it's very very congratulations to the first the first union really. That's
And now stop making Call of Duties and go back to making X-Men Legends.
I mean,
I don't
I'm
know.
just
I don't
like,
know if any of those people are still there, but that's what I
I just
remember Raven Software for.
I mean, if there's anybody in the world that needs like a unionized thing, it would be the contract, as we mentioned, contracted employees at Microsoft, because that policy that they have is just horrible. Like that's a horrible thing to have. Every 6 months you have to. Is it 6 months? Longest term, or 2 years? I think it's 2 years, right? It's the longest term you can have.
And
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's less than. I know it's less than 2 years, but the max that can be employed, and that's just a dumb policy. It's so dumb. Um, hopefully, policies. Yeah, no. It also causes, yeah, I mean, like not just employment wise, but it causes problems with, obviously with the functioning of the game, and employment wise. So hopefully something like this first union causes a little domino effect in the industry where we can start getting some more fairness to employees. I'm not saying unions everywhere. I'm just saying that fairness to employees. Um,
Mhm.
and
Yeah, I
so
mean, unions aren't
Less
always the
turnover.
answer. It's you gotta, but you do have to take the steps towards a better work environment for people.
yeah,
So
Just
I
in
mean,
general.
Vincent Pella just tweeted out like earlier today about how like Respawn is fully supportive of all transgender and are welcome to work in their environment. It's a safe environment, and I saw him tweet that out earlier today.
What does that mean? Seems like an odd thing to just
I'm
tweet out of nowhere.
like, is he trying to get ahead of something here? But go on.
Yeah, it sounds scary.
Yeah. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
Mm,
But congrats to
yeah,
Raven Software for that
mm,
first union.
maybe. Again, if anything, even from the company's perspective, if this forces them to have less turnover, it's probably going to make the products better.
That I just don't see unless you have bad employees, but then you fire them. If they're not good employees at their jobs, then you actually fire them. To fire somebody because they've been there too long is just fucking stupid. I'm sorry, but that's the way it works. I mean, that's stupid. So,
Mhm.
all right, that's pretty much it for the news this week. We don't really have much left. Anything else? Good. All right. Yeah, I mean, tomorrow looks like great. We got stuff tomorrow. We got stuff for next week. But
Always,
unfortunately, yeah.
always right after.
So
yeah.
that's going to wrap up this episode of the Gamecast, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Again, June 18th, streaming on Twitch. Follow us on there so you can get the stream when it starts. We'll be doing our 600th streaming bonanza, we'll call it. And we'll look forward to seeing you
Boy.
guys then. I'll remind you guys every week up to that point, I promise you. So tune in then. We'll see you guys next week for the regularly scheduled podcasts.
Woo.